Hi there, I'm Melissa, and today I'm going to talk about the 1931 film Dracula, directed by Todd Browning and starring Bela Lugosi. This isn't just a normal horror film, it's a cultural time capsule that reflects fears, anxieties, and the fascinations about the early 20th century. So let's break it down. So, the meaning behind the film. Dracula was made in a period of great uncertainty. So this was made post World War I during the disillusionment, the rise of modernity, and just after the 1929 stock market crash. So this film taps into something primal, like the fear of the unknown, of invasion, and of repressed desires that aren't usually explored in this time frame. And it's not just about this vampire, it's about control, seduction, and corruption. But why was it made this way? Because early sound films were still trying to figure out how to use silence and atmosphere. And this created a slow, eerie mood that matches the film's themes perfectly. So its themes: fear, desire, and the other. So this film embodies several major themes, but the three that I'm choosing is the fear of the foreign, sexual repression and desire, and life versus death. So the fear of the foreign. Dracula, he's an Eastern European man. He's mysterious, and he goes to England. And that is a metaphor for foreign invasion. In a time when the West was becoming more isolated and fearful, this was a pretty powerful image at the time. So, sexual repression and desire. Dracula, he's a very seductive guy. He doesn't attack his victims violently, he seduces them. He invades them and controls them. And this was a way to explore the taboo ideas about sexuality, and especially the morally conservative 1930s. No one was ever talking about the things that Dracula explored ever. And life versus death. Dracula, he exists in between. He's the undead. He doesn't exist in the dead, and he doesn't exist in life. That liminality reflects human anxieties about mortality, the soul, and even unexplored areas about the unknown of the afterlife. Each theme is embodied not just in dialogue, but how characters are lit up, and how Dracula moves slowly and gracefully, and how he dominates just with his eyes alone. So, the character of Dracula. Dracula as a character is pretty iconic. There's a lot of renditions of him, and he's actually one of my favorite characters. But this Dracula, he represents control and transgression. He defies nature, and he cheats death by being immortal, and in doing so, he tempts others to try and do the same as him. He's a mirror of everybody's insecurities and dark sides. Each character that he preys on reveals something that's usually hidden, like Lucy's desire, or Renfield's madness, and Mina's internal struggles. Dracula doesn't just drink blood, he draws out what society wants to suppress and leave hidden. The purpose of Dracula ultimately is to challenge the status quo, especially during the 1930s when stuff like this wasn't explored regularly. And he's the monster that is hidden in the closet that shows us what we fear in ourselves: his desire for power, for immortality, and for freedom from the rules. So why does Dracula still matter? Because it speaks through metaphor. It's a huge metaphor about this is way more than vampires. It's about identity, control, darkness that exists in all of us secretly. And with minimal effects and a lot of atmosphere, it proves that true horror comes not just from jump scares, but what's being left unsaid. Thank you.